Shekhar. I'm working for Johnson & Johnson. I'm based out of Singapore. Today I have the privilege of speaking to you in front of and sharing some of our experience around how 2D is sort of making a difference in the industry and where we operate. So I think what we are going to do today is primarily look at how 2D barcodes are becoming more important, more relevant, more useful. We are also going to look at how 2D barcodes are empowering and enabling some of the digital solutions. I'll talk about it and show some examples out there. And we also finally will see what are some of the challenges that we have or what we need to do in terms of supporting adoptions with customers. Johnson & Johnson, with a company with over about 140 years, close to about 140 years now, we see that healthcare is sort of becoming very physical. So we are, what we take inside our, as a drug sort of plays a very crucial role in terms of how our body reacts. So it's sort of very physical. It is very mental. For example, I would, if I get to know that there is a particular drug that has been counterfeit, I would be too worried. I'll be sometimes even paranoid. It is also getting emotional. For example, I might have multiple options in terms of a drug for my treatment, but I might be very attached to certain types of drugs. And also, I think it's becoming financial too. So drugs are sometimes expensive depending upon what treatment you are taking. So, and it impacts manufacturers as well as the patients. So, it's sort of, from that point of view, irrelevant from a financial point in terms of what it is. It's largely customer-led too, right? Some of the treatments, some of the innovations are also depending upon what is happening. It's sort of led by customer. I think more and more in the last decade plus, we are also seeing that it is becoming very tech-enabled too. I think what we see that in the next decade or so, whatever we will do in the form of innovation would be far more than what we have done in the decade or so, in the last century, right? Largely, this is coming out of the treatments, the way the research happens, some of the procedures that will be there, and also I think some of the advancements in the digital space itself, right? You can talk about AI, ML, but also the other technologies which are digital. And in that space, I think we will also see how having a 2D barcode is far better than having a linear barcode. I think in the earlier slide, earlier session, we spoke about the different types of barcodes. Here are some of them on the picture here, some of the common ones from GS1. All of them, we in general call them as digital identifiers. Mostly you will see the digital identifiers in one form or the other in the form of a barcode. Sometimes you will also see as QR code. I just want to call out that there is a difference between a barcode and QR code. You will also see it embedded in RFID tags. GS1 has well-established standards on how you can codify some of the GS1 identifiers on RFID. It can also be URLs. It can also be embedded into blockchains and so on. By using these standards on your products, first of all, you are enabling traceability. I think in the morning session, we spoke about having that genealogy of the product from where it was manufactured, where it was sourced, where it was quality checked, where it was distributed, and who had it, and so on, right? So from a traceability point of view, it is established to have a particular standard of barcode or an identifier, a digital identifier on your product that you can actually use or scan and then determine where it originated, where it came through, and who is actually now taking it or having it in their possession. It also helps in identifying a product, sharing that particular data, and eventually also capturing the data. For example, in the healthcare, my friend from Roche in the morning spoke about, and there were conversations around how data is captured. In the healthcare, it is very important for us to have data exchange so that all the parties, be it manufacturers or the supply chain partners, and also I think, from a regulatory point of view, the data needs to be available so that if there is any adverse impact reported, you can go back and trace why it happened and where it happened. I think from that perspective, linear barcodes tend to grow in size as you pack more information, and I think that's where I think 2D is coming sweetly at a spot where you will see some of the benefits why 2D is superior to a linear barcode. All right, thank you very much. I think if there are any questions, send it across and I will be happy to answer. Thank you.